Hello everybody, and just here and welcome back to RWBY Ice Queendom episode 8. It is late, terribly sorry for that, but a lot has been happening. I'm preparing for a new job, and since it's kind of strictly regulated, I needed to do a bunch of medical checkups. I needed to get some paper from the police saying I'm not a criminal, sign a bunch of papers and stuff like that, so that's been taking my time, going around the city to and fro, handling all of that. Thankfully, now I'm done. I'm just waiting for the results of some medical tests, and I'm gonna be free. Well, come September, I'm gonna have a job, but hopefully, it's not gonna impact my channel too much. In any case, RWBY Ice Queendom, episode 8. Also, if my face starts bleeding randomly, pay it no mind. I have a bad case for razor burn. I probably need a new razor because I've been bleeding for the past few minutes. It stopped only now, and hopefully it's not gonna come back. Right, RWBY, episode 8. In episode 7, in the previous episode, we got back to Weiss's mind with, what's his face? With Jean in Tao. And we handled a bunch of stuff differently, to the point where it changed the dream, changed the nightmare, right? The train now arrived to the destination, and with it our heroes. Jean also freed all the sillies, which on one hand was a good move because they were freed, they created some chaos, they helped us fight the robots and whatnot, but now they seem to be getting corrupt. And someone made an interesting point that perhaps keeping those things in the silly cage wasn't only a means of shutting them down, shutting them off, Weiss's dreams, Weiss's wants of being a child, of going to festival, of eating sweets and stuff like that, but also as a means of protecting those innocent, childish dreams and those people from the outside corrupting influence. It could be like a two-way thing, which makes me think, what was the purpose of the room inside of Weiss's palace, if not precisely protecting people, protecting things from the outside influence? It seems like both the silly cage and the room in the palace fulfill a very similar function. I don't know. In any case, Team Juniper is now freed from the silly cage, and they're no longer meowing. They now behave as sentient human beings, more or less. Also, a bunch of tiny little child Weisses were also freed. And they grew to kaiju size, and they're plump, they're chubby, and they're wreaking havoc in the city, alongside the robots that were turned good by tiny Weisses, and now they're no longer good because they have thorns on them and the nightmare is corrupting them. So that's no bueno. And of course, also Weiss appeared, the final boss. She activated the half Gundam of Big Nicholas, or whatever it is. So that's certainly not gonna make things any easier for Team RWBY and for Jean. Yeah. It very much seems like we're in the end game, so to speak. We're now headed towards the final battle. Maybe in today's episode we're gonna go through the Gundam of Big Nicholas, through the army of robots, through through kaiju Weisses, and in the next episode, in episode 9, we're gonna fight and rescue Weiss. That's gonna leave us with episodes 10, 11, and 12, though. I don't know. This series very much feels, and I think, again, someone mentioned as much, that it was supposed to be 8 episodes or thereabouts. Like, the creators of this, of the show, of this anime, made a script that covers 8 episodes, but since anime course are 12 episodes, they were told to stretch it to 12 episodes, and it kind of feels that way, although it didn't have to, because episode 3 alone could have taken 3 episodes, but they decided to compress that one and then stretch the rest. Some very weird choices were done here. Also, a side note, again, someone mentioned somewhere in the comments or in the Discord, I can't remember. By the way, join my Discord link here in the description. That Madoka Magica that I'm watching right now, I apparently missed a scene where some of the characters were also running in place. And that begs a question: is people running in place, like in Madoka, like in RWBY, a shaft thing? Or is it just a budget thing? I don't know. If you know more Shaft shows, I only really know like Zetsubo Sensei. As far as shows that I've seen are concerned, I've seen a few episodes of Bakemonogatari, I think, but I don't remember much from them. I only remember the Shaft head, Shaft neck. Yeah, is it like a prevalent thing in Shaft shows? Running in place? I don't know. Let me know. I'd be curious to hear about it. Is it actually like a artistic choice, or is it just Shaft being cheap? Could be either, honestly. In any case, yeah, that's what happened in episode 8. Housekeeping, all of that is done. We can watch episode 8 of RWBY Ice Queendom, and you're gonna need your subs. I'm gonna need my sound, of course, as always, and I'm also gonna need your support, because I don't have a job yet. I'm gonna have soon, but I don't have it yet, so throw me a bunch of change if you want on Patreon, throw links in the description, or share my content, spread the word. That also really genuinely helps if more people learn about the existence of my channel. And yeah, with that shilling out of the way, we can start watching episode 8 of RWBY Ice Queendom. As soon as I fix my camera a little. Too much. A little bit higher. Maybe. That'll do it. No, I lied. That'll do it. Okay, episode 8, RWBY Ice Queendom, starting in 3, 2, 1, go. Child Weiss. Child Weisses. Big Child Weisses. Okay, that was also kind of weird run scene. Spoiled Weisses. Right, and those two from Team JNPR are also corrupted. Pyrrha isn't, oddly enough. I guess maybe because Weiss sees her as particularly strong, particularly powerful, and so she has more resistance. Okay, so it's just elaborate last time on Dragon Ball Z. Just gonna have some tea then. Okay, that's a new tea I bought. Twining's Lady Grey. I've been drinking Earl Grey all this time, so I thought, hey, equality, why not check that Lady Grey out? First time I saw it, and it's genuinely nice. Instead of bergamot, there's like orange flavor to it. Thumbs up. If you ever encounter Lady Grey tea, go and buy it. I don't know if it's just like Twinings that makes it, or are there other brands as well, but I don't know. I don't know what more to say, honestly, because we're just like recapping the half of the previous episode. Like literally scene for scene. Shot for shot. Okay, I think new content stands here. Yeah, that's new content. Okay. I'm paying attention now. I mean, yeah, that's genuinely a good plan. Get inside, pop the door. That was a cool transition. Oh, they're getting levitated. Yeah, something's wrong with the hologram. Okay. Looks like Nicholas himself, not Nicholas, but Weiss's father is getting into the fray. Is he gonna be like a mini boss? Hmm. Yeah, I don't have anything to say, honestly. We just repeated what we've already seen. Plus, Weiss's father joins the battle and levitates Weiss's into the air. Okay. How exactly is it taking advantage? If her heart starts resisting the more changes there are, and the nightmare causes those changes, wouldn't it be the opposite of an advantage? Vaporized. No, just blown up. Or big Vices blown up, tiny Vices back in the silly cage. Okay, at least they're still alive. And they are. When did they become big? Oh, so they don't blow up, they just deflate, essentially. Back to the silly cage with you. Okay, so it is Weiss protecting them in a way, keeping all her childish dreams and desires pure, untainted by the, like, real world issues. Just swat it aside. Yeah, exactly. Good thing RWBY has the semblance. She can just like that, go past everything. Where's the door, RWBY? There it is, okay. Watch it be destroyed last moment, or not. Okay, success. Actually, success. Yeah. You are past the Gundam, but now here comes the chair place. Again, seems to be a thing with the shows made by Shaft. Madoka Magica chairs, here chairs. Again, is there something with chairs in, I don't know, Monogatari? Tell me about it. I haven't seen it. I do intend to watch like the entirety of Monogatari, ideally, one day. But I haven't seen it yet. Ain't gonna be easy. Oh, hello, Weiss. He's from the outside, though. Name drop again, title drop. And here he goes. uh, are they still locked? Yes, they are. Okay, Dopey Klein is also getting... yeah? Okay, so no, the Grim makes its way inside. I thought the silicage was... yeah. Huh? Oh, was the relic protecting the place? Okay, that's plausible. So is the key... oh, and there was relic here, and the relic is here no more. Okay. So is the key to defeating the Grim a relic? Yeah, you can use it. Where are you gonna escape? Okay, what you gonna do, Jean? Escape by train or hide inside? What's your goal here? Relic? What's that? Didn't look like a relic. Okay, it got corrupted. Interesting. Oh. Oh, RWBY got stung by the thorn. Okay, so it becomes significant. Are the last 3 to 4 episodes gonna be visiting RWBY's dream and trying to wake up RWBY? Are we gonna repeat the same thing for the 3rd time in a single season? Wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, when RWBY got stung by it, I was questioning that it has apparently no effect on her and it was supposed to be deadly or whatever. But no, it does have an effect. Okay. Yeah, there's way more of those than you can destroy in a single slash. And off to the silly cage with you. Okay, at least she noticed. At least she noticed. And the relic gets corrupted. Or broken? Broken. There's one more relic still, though. Couldn't Ruby have used her semblance to escape the pool of that magic circle? That's what I thought happened because of the petals. Okay, maybe she did. Weren't you in the train? Did you? Ruby has the last coin. Right? No, she has one more, I think. Okay, they're on the train. Okay, the landscape is looking worse and worse. There is a storm, the sky's orange. That's probably not good. The do not enter sign has cat ears. Okay, what's this place? Oh, that's his sword? Because of the sword? Yeah? And Weiss just shut them off instead of, like, growing through them. She essentially didn't grow out of being a child. She shut off her childish self and just became an adult self. I mean, you had like literally no way to tell. It wasn't called a child protection cage, it was called a silly cage. You had every right to believe that it was some sort of a jail, not a protection plan. Really? You weren't worried about Weiss? That sounds like bullshit to me. Oh, the nightmare is taking a hold of Ruby herself now. That's why she's doubting herself, I'm assuming. Yeah, and thus the nightmare grows. Okay, what happens if you get a nightmare while inside of a nightmare? You get like a nightmare squared? Oh, another Nicholas. Another Klein, sorry. And thus you want to visit it? Or what's the plan here? Because so far everything seems to be going to shit. Like, severely. Weiss's mind is literally falling apart. Even her father's image, which is interesting. The coffin. The apple. And the coffin, indeed. And the last relic. That's also getting corrupted. Oh, that's no good. Cliffhanger? Cliffhanger. Oh no! Is there nobody else here? Just yeah, that's odd. Is it her own nightmare? Yeah, something tells me it's not the real world. Yeah, she's anything but. How is it gonna go to shit? That actually looks like the opposite of a nightmare, though. Okay. Something's not right. Everybody's here, like, literally everybody. Yeah, it's your own nightmare, Ruby. Everybody's dead. Or, well, turned into dolls. Now cliffhanger. Yep. Interesting. Maybe we do have enough material to go for full 12 episodes, though. Huh. On one hand, I'm kinda excited because we are upping the stakes, right? They didn't manage to save Weiss. Not yet, at least. And even more so, RWBY also got corrupted. And there's nobody to enter RWBY's mind. That's also important, right? Unless people in the overworld realize that RWBY got corrupted and they pull her out of the dream, but the Hat Witch doesn't have enough energy to give them even like another chance at helping Weiss. So it's not like the rest of Team JNPR can enter RWBY's mind and save her in the meanwhile. So they're gonna have to go like a layer deeper or something. While being in Weiss's mind, they're gonna have to invade RWBY's mind and save them both. Which is an incredibly interesting prospect with a lot of potential. And I'm excited for that. On the other hand, Dream shenanigans are kinda getting stale. Not gonna lie. Yeah, honestly, it's kinda getting stale. Almost getting to the goal, haha, you thought. Almost getting to the goal, haha, you thought. Almost getting to the goal, haha, you thought. Rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. It's probably like the third or fourth time they're getting close to saving Weiss, only to have a haha, you thought moment. The formula is kinda getting stale, and the fact that they're constantly inside of the dream, and they're gonna keep being inside of the dream because now it's RWBY's dream, that also adds to the staleness of it all, so I'm not a huge fan of that, unfortunately. But I see the potential, and I like the potential. I'm liking what I'm seeing in that regard. Okay, how about now we go through this episode again to see some more moments that I might have something to talk about. Shall we? Shall we? Oh, yes, we shall. It's already here. I was about to be mad at OBS that it didn't switch scenes, but it did. Okay. Last time on Dragon Ball Z, we're getting inside. Fighting, fighting, fighting. This is interesting. This is interesting that the father, his hologram, gets corrupted. Because so far, it looked like the image of the father was a part of the nightmare. It was one of the ways that the Grimm was using to corrupt Weiss further, right? But it seems like now the corruption corrupts even its own like device of corruption, which is kind of weird. It's kind of weird and kind of interesting as well, because it has to mean something. What does it mean though? I don't know. Is it corruption going against itself? Is the corruption of the father not facilitated by the corruption by the Grimm, but rather by Weiss's heart that starts to reject the corruption? Could be either. Could be both. Yeah, big robot. Dreams out of control. OP, 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 OP. If the changes are too much, the heart will start to resist them. That's what we want, though, right? We want there to be enough changes for Weiss that's like locked deep inside of her dream to notice, hey, something's not right, right? Maybe I'm being corrupted. Maybe something's wrong. I should start to reject things and to actually reject the corruption. I thought that was part of the plan. But apparently, the Nightmare is taking advantage of that resistance. How? The resistance was supposed to work against the Nightmare, not help it. How is it like taking advantage? That's unclear to me. If you can't get her to stop resisting, then Weiss will no longer have the means to wake up. That's weird, right? Like, again, wasn't it part of the plan? Like, not even part, the clue of the plan to have Weiss resist, to cause those changes deliberately, so that Weiss's heart rejects them and starts to also try to break out, so that they're breaking her out from the outside and she's breaking out from the inside and they meet halfway through. Wasn't that the goal? Maybe I misunderstood something. I don't know. Yeah, the sillies get popped back into normal size and back to the silly cage. I love this moment. Yeah, just swat the bat. There's no need to take its bullshit. And yeah, RWBY is on the inside. That was a good plan. Like, genuinely. Use the coin to create a door for everybody to get inside easier, because RWBY can get inside very easily, thanks to her semblance. And Blake has a semblance, but I don't think it could be used this way. Yang, I don't think she has a semblance. So, yeah. Good plan. Relic opens the way. And yeah, Jean has got nothing on Weiss, unfortunately. He's not particularly strong. He has a brave heart and a lot of love for his friends and lots of loyalty and whatnot, but he's not strong. I'm assuming in the main series he's gonna go through some growth, right? He's gonna learn to like emphasize his strong points, and maybe he's never gonna be particularly skilled at combat, but he's gonna be the core of his team. I don't know, strategizing, emphasizing, empathizing, right? That kind of deal is gonna be his deal. That's the way I see it. But I don't know. I haven't seen the source material. And the corruption, the Grim is here, because apparently the relic was the key to keeping the Grim away. The relic and the sword, for some reason. Apparently due to his resistance, but wouldn't that mean that he himself is the key to repelling the Grim, not his sword? Because the sword is a part of the dream, right? It's how Weiss sees him. Weiss kind of gave him that big sword. So why would that sword be a Grim repellent? This is a cool area. First time we see it. It's cool, but it's weird. It's cool and it's weird, rather. It's not a but. Being weird is being cool. A negative Vice, Professor the Heart Resisting. And yeah, the Nightmare captured the scroll. And yeah, a little bit of a corruption on RWBY's hand. Yeah, for a moment I thought that maybe the corruption like stung her here. But no, RWBY let go of it in time. Also interesting that it froze. We haven't seen so far things, well, the Dopey Klein door. But so far, corruption wasn't equal to freezing. Freezing is Weiss's thing. The thorns are the Grim thing. Now it's both. Could it signify that the Grim got a hold on Weiss's powers a little bit? Or does it signify that Weiss and the Grimm are slowly becoming one? Relic opens the door again. And they're getting sucked outside of the city, not necessarily into the silly cage. Yeah, what was your plan there, Blake, exactly? I really like her faces. This face. I don't know what it is about it, but I really like the faces she makes in this scene. This face. This face particularly. Yeah, some genuinely cool faces on her. And she also gets sucked in. Why did RWBY lose a hold of the relic, though? Because of the corruption on her hand? If the relic is corruption repellent, I'm assuming it kind of works like magnets. Right? She tries to pick up the relic with her corrupted hand and they repel each other. Kind of sort of deal. I'm not sure. And there goes the relic. One of two that we know of. Or was the red one also destroyed? I don't remember. It might have been. And yeah, I thought RWBY got also sucked into the outside world. Or rather, the outside lands, outside of the city. But there were petals. Yeah, red petals. Red petals that always appear when RWBY uses her semblance. So initially I thought that maybe RWBY was sucked in and she just left petals because why not? Because symbolism or whatever. But no, apparently she used her semblance at last minute and managed to escape and meet Jean. I was initially very suspicious of Jean here because he was at the train just not long ago, and now he's here. Is it a trap? Is it a creation of Weiss's mind? Is it an enemy? Is it corrupted Jean? Is it the silly Jean? Or what's the deal here, right? But apparently Jean just got from the train into here somehow, probably using the door. Silas on the train. Yeah, this world is falling apart. It really, really, truly is. New place. Place for the undesirables, essentially. For the ones who are not to be protected, not to be safeguarded, not to be in the city. Even if looked up in the city, no. They're not even supposed to be in the city, looked up or otherwise. They're supposed to be looked up outside of the city, far away. Who's gonna be inside? That's a question. And those dolls, those mannequins hanging on the trees here, they look like businessmen. Could it be like Weiss's hatred for, I don't know, businessmen and I don't know, whatchamacallit, businessmen and fuck, I lost the word. Like lords and barons and royalty. That's what I wanted to say. Not necessarily royalty, but like the upper crust in general. We've seen, I think, that part of her nightmare was a bunch of like shadows of people in ball gowns and tuxedos and whatnot laughing. So maybe that has something to do with it. Someone's calling me, but too bad, they're gonna have to wait. The sword is apparently a repellent. I don't know why, but apparently it is. And yeah. She wasn't imprisoning them. She was protecting them. You can become an adult if you cling to your childhood emotions, so Weiss decided to shut them off. Did I do the wrong thing to Weiss? You couldn't have known, right? Like, it would be one thing if the sillies were locked inside of like a cool home, cool house, like a kind of palace with toys and sweets and stuff like that inside. That's like a genuinely looking like a nice place, and they're having fun, they're playing and stuff like that. It would be a different thing. They were literally locked in a cage. So you couldn't have assumed that they are locked in the cage for their protection. Cage, bars equals prison. They were imprisoned there, so your immediate instinct is to free them, right? But I think right here it's Ruby's nightmare that starts speaking. Oh yeah, the Juniper is pretty great. You empathize, you're able to help each other. I wasn't even worried about Weiss, which is a blatant lie. Ruby was very much worried about Weiss. Everybody was worried about Weiss. Pyrrha noticed it, but I didn't notice a thing you couldn't have. Because the thorns are apparently fucking invisible. Team RWBY is an embarrassment. Yeah, all those thoughts. I have no right to lead, and the corruption, the nightmare grows and grows and grows. And Ruby falls asleep inside of a dream. Which is interesting. And I'm excited to see where it's gonna go. Bashful Klein. I looked at the people who aren't allowed in the Empire. I wonder who's it gonna be. Besides, like, Blake and Young. Because I don't think this building was built there just for the two of them. There has to be someone already residing there. Yeah, everything's going to shit. Even the robots that were protecting the city are now corrupted and motionless. Even the doors, even the room, even the hologram, everything is corrupted. The shadow isn't though, so hey, that's something. That's completely spitballing here. That might be Weiss's out. I don't know why, I don't know how, but the fact that the shadow isn't corrupted might be significant somehow. Now that true order and discipline has returned, those who are suited for the Schnee family may attain true sleep. What the fuck is the deal with the true sleep? The crystal coffin, yeah, Snow White, we know the story, and Weiss is very much based on the Snow White. The poisoned apple. The last relic got destroyed. The coffin got corrupted. It's midnight. And I don't know. I'm still not really getting the significance of this coffin. The true sleep, what's the deal with that? I don't know. And yeah, Ruby wakes up inside of a dream to something that will quickly become a nightmare. Everybody's here, everybody's congratulating her. Even Dad, even Zwei, even robots. And they all turn into ragdolls. And Ruby's nightmare begins. My dream, your dream, and a cool art, as always, at the end of an episode of RWBY. What can I say about this episode? I was fully expecting that we're gonna be nearing the end. That we're gonna very soon save Weiss, and we're gonna spend the last 3-4 episodes on something else, something that isn't the dream. And I was also silently hoping for that, to be perfectly honest with you, because indeed, this series would work perfectly fine as an 8-episode series, honestly. But right now, we are really kind of stretching it. Not gonna lie. Like, sure, I'm excited to find out what's gonna happen with Ruby being trapped inside of her dream, inside of Weiss's dream, which is like 2 layers deep. How's she gonna be saved? Is it gonna be the case of Jean alone, or maybe Jean, Blake, and Yang saving Weiss, Weiss waking up, and then the last 3 episodes are them diving into Ruby's dream and saving Ruby? Maybe. I don't know. So, on one hand, I'm really excited to see what's gonna happen, because a dream within a dream is never not interesting. Or maybe Ruby's gonna be able to reject the dream herself. That's also a possibility. I mean, she's the main character. If there's anybody who'd be able to do that, it would be her. But on the other, the whole thing's kinda overstaying its welcome a little. Not gonna lie. And the fact that we went through Jean being corrupted, and then Weiss being corrupted, and now Ruby is being corrupted, and when they're trying to save Ruby, Yang is gonna get corrupted, and when they're gonna try to save Yang, Blake is gonna get corrupted, and when they're saving Blake, Jean is gonna get corrupted again, and when they're saving Jean, Weiss is gonna be corrupted again, and it's on repeat. We're going through the same emotions over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Something that usually is in usually in anime, uh, exploring someone's mind, someone's dream, is like a 2-parter episode to explore someone's dream in depth, right? That's the purpose that it serves. We're having all the action, all the story, all the plot normally, and then we have like 2 episodes where someone falls asleep, falls into a coma, whatever, and their friends have to explore their mind to wake them up. And we learn new things about that character, what they truly think about their friends, what they're really like, what are their dreams, their aspirations, things like that. It's a very, very literal character exploration. That's the purpose it serves. This is that 2-parter made into a season, which is kinda much. Not gonna lie, it's kinda much. Like, it might be genuinely great, genuinely amazing if you are familiar with RWBY. If you've seen the original series and you are really interested in Weiss, you really like her, she's maybe your favorite character, and oh boy, we're gonna see Weiss's character in depth, right? It's a cool thing, it's a cool moment. But for me, who's not familiar with RWBY whatsoever, and for other people who went into this series blind, and I refuse to believe I'm the only one, it doesn't work particularly well. I'm gonna tell you how this would have worked, the way it would have worked even better within the context of the show proper, of RWBY proper. Have them spend 3 episodes in everybody's minds. 3 episodes in Ruby's mind, 3 episodes in Blake's mind, 3 episodes in Weiss's mind, 3 episodes in Yang's mind. That way, none of it overstays its welcome. Now, sure, it would be harder to tie it all together, but I have a feeling it would have been a little better, not just for the first-time viewer, but also for the fans of the series, because they would get insight in not just Weiss, but also in other characters. Now, mind you, it's just my assumptions. Perhaps other characters were actually explored in depth in the main series, and it's just Weiss that was left out of it, and this show is a chance to explore Weiss in depth. Maybe it wasn't the case, I don't know. But yeah, the whole dream thing overstays its welcome, and the fact that we're now going through another character getting corrupted only exacerbates this fact, honestly. I was joking, I was kidding when I said that, oh, what's next? Maybe Ruby's gonna get corrupted and they're gonna have to save her. And they fucking did it. They went with it. they did really went with it. They did really go with it. Now it's not all bad. Absolutely not. I really like the fact that we are. Well, do I like it? It's a very ambivalent feeling. The fact that we're upping the stakes yet again. On one hand, it's cool because high stakes mean high excitement, and I am genuinely excited and curious. How are they gonna solve the issue? Right? All the relics are gone. Blake and Yang were banished. RWBY is corrupted. Far as we know, it's only Jean and a bunch of sillies that are out and about. And they can't really step away from the train because it's protected by Jean's sword. How can they possibly save Weiss in this case, right? And I'm excited to see that. On the other, when you keep upping the stakes constantly, it has diminishing returns. It slowly stops being exciting, right? Like you're watching Dragon Ball, and oh boy, Super Saiyan! Fuck that's cool, Super Saiyan. What Super Saiyan 2? Holy shit! Oh, Super Saiyan 3, that's cool. Super Saiyan 4, alright. Okay, now Super Saiyan 5 and 6 and 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's not actually called Super Saiyan 12, it's called something else. Okay, cool, sure. Whatever you say. I mean, Goku fought motherfucking God already. How much higher can we get the stakes? Oh, but now he's gonna fight the God of Gods, and it just completely spirals out. That's why I could never really get into Dragon Ball, because who the fuck cares? At one point, genuinely, like, who the fuck cares about anything in Dragon Ball? When Goku is just gonna take a piss, unlock Super Saiyan 13, and smash God's face into the planet, right? And it's kind of the same thing here. We're upping the stakes, and we're upping the stakes, and we're upping the stakes, and we're upping the stakes again and again and again, and eventually it's just the stakes are as high as they can get, and anything feels just kind of like an ass pool. Now it hasn't quite gotten to that point, admittedly, but the fact that it's like, oh, we're saving Weiss. Oh, no, we're not. Oh, we're saving Weiss. Oh, something went wrong. Oh, we're saving Weiss. Something went wrong. We're saving Weiss. Something went wrong. Rinse, repeat, as I mentioned. It kind of wears you down. Not gonna lie, wears down the excitement. Still, I'm looking forward to see where they're gonna go out of sheer curiosity, if nothing else, because I'm genuinely curious how they're gonna handle that. How they're gonna handle saving Weiss, how they're gonna handle saving RWBY, which seems to be even harder to do now. How they're gonna overcome those essentially impossible odds, because every single way they had at potentially saving Weiss has proven to be ineffective and just not a thing they can do. I'm gonna note down one thing, because something tells me that it might serve as a little bit of a growth for Jean, that he might pull that sword out, like King Arthur pull it out, and actually be able to wield it and use it as a grim repellent to march an army of sillies straight into Weiss's heart. That's my prediction. That's like genuinely the only way I can see it going, honestly. How should I note it? Jean wields the big sword and uses it as a grim repellent to march the sillies into Weiss's heart. Yeah, that's basically the only way I can see it going. Anything else that needs to be said? I don't think so. I'm curious about where it's going, but my excitement is kind of wearing off because the premise of the show is kind of overstaying its welcome. I wasn't excited for the whole season to be a dream sequence to begin with, because the first 3 episodes like genuinely hooked me into the world, into the characters, into the stories they can tell, and now we were ripped out of it into a dream sequence, so it wasn't great. But I am curious. I am curious, but not excited. I think that's how we can sum it up. I'm not gonna drop it, so don't worry about that. I'm gonna watch it till the end, if for no other reason than for mentioned curiosity. I don't know, maybe they're gonna be able to turn it around. Maybe they're gonna give us some excitement. Today's episode was cool because it didn't have CG characters, so I guess props for going back to status quo, if that matters. Yeah, I think I'm not gonna be prolonging it any further, just rambling to myself. I'm just gonna end it right here, right now. And yeah, you guys, you tell me down in the comments, what did you think of this episode, my reaction, my theories. Don't spoil me, although it's a brand new thing, so I don't think you can spoil me. But what did you think of this episode? Like, genuinely. If you're a fan of RWBY, what did you think of it? If you're not a fan of RWBY, what did you think of it? If you've never seen RWBY and it's your first contact with the show, what did you think of it? I'm curious to hear people's opinions. Maybe it was, I don't know, one of the most significant episodes so far because it had 50 billion references to the main series or something, but I just cannot see it. I say it time and again, I can only judge a series by its own merit. I cannot judge it by the quality of the source material, I cannot judge it by the quality of the base series, I cannot judge it by the quality of OVAs or whatever. I can judge it only by what I can see, and my judgment is thus. Yeah, tell me about it in the comments or on the Discord. You can join it here or link in the description. It's free, open to everybody. Like this video if you liked it, dislike it if you disliked it, but tell me why so I can improve. Subscribe to the channel to be notified of future releases of not only RWBY Ice Queendom, but also Senfugure GX, also Madoka Magica, Overlord Season 4, Hataraku Mao-sama Season 2, and Yofukashi no Uta, and I also play Disco Elysium. I promise I'm gonna release some Disco Elysium videos soon, but I really haven't had the time. And I stream sometimes. I streamed the recent event from Alchemy Stars recently, so you might want to check out the VOD if you so desire. You can support the channel. If you want, you can do that monetarily on Patreon or Throne, links in the description. On Patreon for $10 a month you get early access to non-seasonals, and for just $1 you get a role on the Discord, and you also get a place in the credits. On Throne you can pitch in towards my purchase of some new gear, and if you don't want to spend any money whatsoever, it's completely free, you can just share my content, spread the word, tell people that, hey, a channel like that exists, and they're reacting to that anime that you really liked, so check out their reaction. Word of mouth really does matter a lot for the growth of a channel, so I'm forever thankful to everybody who facilitates that growth. What else? Like, comment, subscribe, bell, comment, Discord, Patreon. I shield what needed to be shielded. So that's gonna be it from me for today. So as always, you guys do all the good stuff, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Cheers! Here's the credits I mentioned. You can be one of those people if only such is your desire.